It was created in the 1880s. It even had a rooster on the box because porn. Ooh, Lord, child. Welcome back to Wandering, y'all. Episode 13. Pretty crazy. This episode's gonna be a little different. I was gonna come on here and do my whole run through on my travels through Vietnam, but I'm tired, y'all. I started a new job, but I'm super grateful because I'm able to balance working 40 hours a week plus still doing the podcast, so I'm super grateful. Shout out to everybody that prayed and manifested and rang the bell, sent out some good juju, whatever y'all did, because this job literally just landed in my lap and it's a really great opportunity. So shout out to everyone who helped manifest this for me. It's been really good. I'm so blessed to be able to still put as much time into the podcast, but I'm just tired, y'all. I'm just a little tired. So this is going to be a little shorter one today. My solos have been pretty long, like an hour or something. So I'm going to try to shorten down my solos a little bit. So I'm just going to jump right into, my spooky y'all shirt. Y'all like it? Look at my earrings. Walmart, baby. You can't beat that Walmart jewelry. And I tell you, I got my little Halloween decoration getting sorted out back there. I'm waiting for my backdrop to come in and a few other little things, and I want to do a Halloween episode. I was not allowed to celebrate Halloween when I was little, so I guess I'm just living vicariously as I'm older through my younger self. I wasn't allowed to trick or treat or anything like that, so I don't know. Halloween now has become one of my favorite holidays, but I just love to dress up. I love an excuse to wear a good costume or something. And it's never too early to dress up for Halloween, but it is too early to start playing Christmas music. And I stand by that shit. Because the Christmas music, there's not enough. It's just the same thing over and over and over again. It's too much. But I'm all for starting to dress up for Halloween in September, because as soon as I start dressing up and getting ready in October, it's over. And then I'm sad. So I'm starting early. So get with it. This is also my first time using the back camera. I need to practice. I've been using front camera for all my solo episodes, but this one I was like, damn, I can't get away with it because I got writing on my shirt. So now I'm just staring at the back of the camera and I can't see myself, and it's a real weird. Everyone's like, you gotta use the back camera. You can't use the front. Well, I did it, okay? Do whatever makes you feel comfortable first, and then practice with the back camera, okay? Don't let people tell you what to do. Just figure it out as you go. That's what I've been doing. So if the angle is weird and I look funky, we're gonna get through it together, okay? I wanted to share just a couple of Halloween facts because it's my podcast. I want to. If you don't want to hear about it, skip. I did already kind of know this one, but still, I'm going to talk about it. Pumpkins weren't the original pick. In Ireland, people carved turnips and potatoes to ward off evil spirits. Pumpkins only became popular after Irish immigrants came to the U.S. since they were easier to carve. Could you imagine carving a turnip? Okay. And yes, I'm reading this off my ChatGPT because I'm not a professor. I'm not memorizing all this stuff, okay? And I want to get it right for y'all. And candy corn was first called chicken feed. I don't know why how did I not know that? Oh my gosh. It was created in the 1880s. It even had a rooster on the box because porn. Ooh, Lord, child, I swear. Don't clock me. Because corn was considered cheap food for chickens. The most popular costume. Year after year, witches tend to top the charts as the most popular Halloween costume in the U.S., beating superheroes and princesses. Okay. In the U.S., black cats are seen as bad luck around Halloween, but in places like Scotland and Japan, they're actually considered good luck. I've always thought black cats were good luck. I got some black cats over there, and I had a black cat. Her name was Whiskey. Okay? I don't know what she's doing now, y'all. We won't get into that, but she's still in Hattiesburg, Mississippi somewhere. The neighbors pretty much took her in when I left. Sad. I miss her. She was cool. And my last one, in medieval Europe, people believed owls were witches in disguise. Hearing an owl hoot was thought to mean death was near. Pretty crazy. I just wanted to share those with you. I thought those were fun. When it gets closer to Halloween, I'll talk about how, like, where it originally came from and why they began calling it Halloween when it was Hallows Eve. And yeah, I'll do that closer to Halloween. So this episode, I'm just going to be answering some Q&As because I haven't done a lot of those. And then I'm also just going to do a little segment of my own. So let's get into the Q&As. I don't know. I thought this one was funny. Have you ever considered being a guide for tourists? That's going to be a big fuck no, okay? I bartend for tourists and serve for tourists for too long. It's just not it. There's something about tourists, especially in Hawaii, is just, I think they're the dumbest around. They're just so uneducated. They're rude. They're cheap because I have already spent thousands and thousands of dollars for their stay and everything else, and then they'd come into the bar, and I'm like, you can't leave a $5 tip. You spent thousands of dollars staying here, and you can't spare $5 to your server or your bartender. Miss me with that. So the big answer to that is hell no. To the no, no, no. Yeah, to the no. I thought this was a really good question. Do you think you will travel forever, or will there be a day you turn that page of life and begin a different chapter in it? I think travel will always be a part of my life, no matter if I have kids. And I did have an episode with my friend Kelsey, and she's traveled with her 2 babies to Indonesia, Mexico, and other places. So she definitely encouraged me to let me know that it's possible.
I mean, it's harder. All the same things that you did pre-kids with kids, it just looks differently. And
That's
it's more
good
fun
to hear.
because then you're experiencing it through their eyes.
Yeah.
You know, and they're like
That's
so
nice.
stoked to be able to like travel as like a pack, like a family, and like just get on a plane and just freaking go, and then show up to a foreign country where like your kids are experiencing the culture, they're experiencing the food.
That season of your life doesn't have to end. That is something that I want to be a part of my kids' upbringing. I want them to see other cultures and go to different places and be on a plane and have a passport before they're 18 like I was. I might not travel the same. It might look different, but I believe it'll always be a part of my life. I don't ever want to close a chapter on something that's so important to me and brings joy into my life. It might not be as much, but I don't want to close the chapter. Like if I have a kid and they get older, I want to be like, hey, let's take a trip this year. Let's go to South America, or let's go here. And it would also be cool. I would love for them to be bilingual and learn Spanish, or maybe even another language. Love that question, but I don't think I'm ever turning the page. The page might be on hold for a little bit, but the book will never be completely closed. Let's just put it that way. What's one thing you never travel without? My drugs, girl. I stay strapped, okay? A habit or belief you picked up from travels. This one's a hard one. A habit, maybe taking off my shoes. They do that a lot here. Take off your shoes before you go in the house. That's a huge Asian custom. I was in Thailand and I went to go into the gas station, like a little supermarket thing, and everybody had to take your shoes off. You're not wearing your shoes in there. And you can ask my friends. My feet are always dirty, okay? My boyfriend's feet, always dirty. He's way worse than me. He never wears shoes. I wear shoes in the grocery store. He has grocery store feet all the time, but I do usually always have dirty feet. But yeah, that's kind of a habit that I picked up and I like. A belief that I picked up? I wouldn't say I picked up a certain belief. Like I'm not doing a certain ritual or anything, but it's made me respect other beliefs and not to be naive and be like, my belief is right, mine's number one. I like to have a conversation about it, but I'm not in your face like, no, this is the right one. I would say it's made me realize even more that the kingdom of heaven lies within. And that's all I'll say about that. Which country gives you the best compliments? Definitely Indonesia. I had to grab my traveling journal because I actually want to tell y'all about an incident me and Shelby had when we were in Indonesia. So we went to the Tanalot Temple. I believe I'm pronouncing that right. We got our grabs, which is like their Uber, their mopeds, or you can get a car, but I always want to ride on the moped. Get on the back of the moped, and they took us to the temple. It was in Canggu. I can't remember exactly how far away it was, but it was a good little ride. And we got there, and we're walking around the temple, and then all of a sudden, all these buses pull up, and it's just buses full of students, I'm pretty sure. I don't know what school they were from, or it just seemed like they were on a field trip. And when me and Shelby were walking around, they all like swarmed us. They all swarmed us. They were asking to take pictures. The teachers, they were taking selfies with us. The girl, I mean, it was one after another. And they were spread all around the temple. It's a beautiful place. And we were like walking on the sidewalk, and another group of girls would come up and take a picture with us. And it kind of got a lot. Like, me and Shelby were like, okay, like, I mean, it persisted throughout the whole entire day when we were there. And then we also had boys that wanted to take a picture, and they would come and take a picture with us, and all the other boys were like smirking, or I'm not sure what all they were saying, but they were just like telling us how beautiful we were, and they were so cute. And of course, like, they're all dressed up, wrapped up from head to toe, and like, I got a crop top on, no bra, walking up. But it wasn't one of the temples where you have to cover up. I have been to temples in Thailand where I'd rented out like a little thing to put over my shoulders, and I wore pants because you can't show your knees when you go in the temple. But this one wasn't like this. It was outside and you could walk around. But they were so sweet and so nice, and just, it made our day. But it also, I don't know, it made me kind of sad because I was like, do these girls want to be dressed like me, but they just can't? I don't know, y'all. I don't know all the logistics, but then also in Indonesia, all the guys like on the side of the streets or whatever, when you're walking, they're like trying to sell stuff to tourists. They would be like, oh, hey, like, what's your name? What's your name? I'm like, Macy. And they're like, Messi? Oh, like Messi, like Messi. And they thought I was saying like Messi, the soccer player, football player. And they would just, it happened every single time I said my name. They would freak out and start saying that. And that also just cracked me up. Like I said before in one of my earlier podcasts, the Balinese people are the sweetest, nicest people in the world. I felt so safe there, and I want to go back for sure. So they definitely, I was getting hyped up there. Mexico's a close second, but yeah, Indonesia for sure. They'll give you some compliments now. And we should compliment each other more. Y'all, I got keyboard warriors. On my TikTok, I posted a little snippet of Paul. My friend Paul is talking about when he was on his episode of Below Deck, and it blew up. It's at like 180,000 views right now, like over 100 comments, over 400 saves, which is a lot for me. But they were coming for him, y'all. So, and I like trolling the trolls, I swear. It's funny to me. Where do you call home? Is it where you are? No. My home is Lucedale, Mississippi, the county. That's my home. Is this kind of my home now? For the past 4 years? Yes, but I agree with Armadillo in our episode. But wouldn't you consider this home?
No, this is not my home. This is the Hawaiian people's home. I am here on vacation since 93. This is not my home. This is the Hawaiian people's home. My home is actually the Bronx in New York City, where I was born.
This is the Native Hawaiians' home. It's not my home. Someone famous you met traveling. I ain't never met anyone famous traveling. The most famous person I met was here when I was serving at the Gazebo, a restaurant in Napili. I met Matthew Gray, the really, really smart guy that plays on Criminal Minds. He plays Dr. Spencer Reed, Dr. Reed. Y'all, I was at work. I saw him, and he's just sitting down eating with like two of his friends. And I'm looking, I'm like, that's the guy off Criminal Minds. That's the guy off Criminal Minds. And I'm talking to my coworkers about it. They're like, yeah, he's been here before. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, I was the only one fangirling for some reason. I always had the biggest crush on him. And my mama is obsessed with that show, and she loves him. And I had to go to the table and close them out. And I was like sweating. I was so nervous for some weird reason. And because I wanted to ask him for a picture, but I just didn't want to be weird and bother him while he's trying to have lunch. So I went up to him. I gave him the card. He looked so cute with his little glasses. And I gave him the card, and he closed out. And when I gave him the receipt, I kind of bent down and I said, my mom's obsessed with you on Criminal Minds. And I just went like this. And he was like, oh my God. He's like, no way. He was like, we should totally get a picture. Let's get a picture. Like super exaggerative, super ecstatic. And yeah, so we got a picture together. He was so nice. And he's like, yeah, I love this spot. I come here every year, blah, blah, blah. And then somehow New Orleans got mentioned. And I was like, holy crap, I literally fly out tomorrow into New Orleans and I'm going home. I think it was for a wedding. And he was like, oh my gosh, I live in New Orleans. I live right by so-and-so, so-and-so. And just was telling me how much he loved New Orleans. And like, he used to live in California, LA, I think. And now he lives in New Orleans full time. So he was so dope. He was so nice. Just like super, oh man, just the energy was energizing. I loved it. And then when he was walking out, I kind of was walking to the back, and he was like, have so much fun at the wedding. Safe travels. I was like, oh my God, thank you. So nice to meet you. He was so cool. There will be no Matthew Gray shade to me because he was the best. But yeah, he's like the most famous person I've ever met. And that wasn't really on my travels. That was here where I live on Maui. But a lot of famous people come to Maui and live on Maui. I mean, Steven Tyler, he lives here, and he comes into the Verizon all the time. That my friend Justin, he's a manager there. He comes in there all the time. Like, they see him all the time. And then I'm going to end with this one. What island do you recommend? Maui Wowie, duh. I'm a little biased. But no, all the islands are beautiful. All the islands are special. They all have major similarities and major differences. I'll kind of put them in order for you. Oahu, your city. It's LA on the water. Of course, you don't have to be in Waikiki. You can go to all kind of different areas and explore. It's beautiful. There's a lot to do. It's busy. One of the best waves in the world is there. But if you're looking to go to Hawaii and have more things to do, like nightlife and stuff like that, Oahu is your go-to. And also Pearl Harbor. A lot of people like to do that. I did it with my mom and stepdad, and I was just, it's just sad. I don't really like to do depressing stuff on vacation, but it's good to go see it for sure. And then you have Maui. Maui has stuff going on as well. It's pretty busy. There's a lot to do, but it's smaller and it's not as crazy as Oahu. And I feel like Maui, you can go to places on Maui and you can get the beach to yourself. I feel like you can't really do that in Oahu. It's just a lot busier. And then you have Big Island, which is completely different. It's mostly all lava rock. You have Hilo, and it's huge and it's spread out. You have the national volcano park, which is amazing. But Big Island just feels absolutely completely different from every other island. But it's beautiful. I've been there a couple times. Good beaches, surf. A lot of tourists struggle with Big Island because it is very rocky and very reefy, and they want that like sand beach. And Maui and Oahu definitely has that. And then you have Kauai. I know have not been saying Hawaii and Kauai and all that correctly. My country accent just absolutely ruins it, and I'm not used to saying it as much. So bear with me on that. But Kauai is postcard Hawaii. It's got the waterfalls coming down from the mountainsides. Honolulu is incredible. I personally love the west side, and you can go to the canyon. It's beautiful, but it's very, very, very slow, which I like. But there's not a lot of, if you want it to be busier and nightlife, there's not a lot of that. And I think Kauai is more wild. The waters, the jungle, it rains a lot. They have mudslides and stuff. It's different. They're all different. Of course, you have Lanai, Molokai, which I love Lanai so much. And I haven't been to Molokai yet. I would love to go. It's definitely on my list. But I recommend Maui. I recommend all of them. They're all amazing and beautiful in their own way. And I'm going to end it with a little segment because everyone else gets their segment. I want one. I'm going to be saying these Southern words or Southern sayings and telling y'all what they mean. This segment is called Down South Dictionary. Let's get into it. Let me know if y'all say this too, or if you already knew what it meant, and let me know where you're from in the comments. Commode. Y'all know what that is. My mama says commode. The toilet. Scallywag. He's just a darn scallywag. That's what my brother-in-law calls my nephew. And he goes, yeah, I'm a scallywag. Just means you're a little varmint. Catawampus. Me and my mama had a discussion. We're like, is it catawampus or cattywampus? I think she says cattywampus. But then my friend says, no, it's catawampus. Crooked. It's out of line. It's crooked. Reckon. Normal. I reckon so instead of, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I reckon. You want to go to the store? I reckon. Huzzy. You little huzzy. You little ho-ho-ho. Booger light. Let's talk about it. Booger light. You know the lights that are out on the road? They're like on the big posts and it's just a light up there. And they come on when it gets dark. Or what they call it a security light. That's a booger light. I was at Joe's house and it kept coming on and coming on. We were trying to go to sleep. And I said, that booger light keeps going off out there. That what? That what? That booger light. Booger light? I'm like, oh, the light out there. Whatever y'all call it. The security light. And he's like, well, it don't look like a booger. I'm like, we call it booger light because it's supposed to keep the boogers away. It lets you know if there's a booger coming, like a robber or something. Heifer. Y'all know what a heifer is, a female cow that hasn't given birth yet. After they give birth, they're called cows. But we say heifer as in like, I don't know. To me, it could be funny, but it can be mean too. If you want to refer to someone as just like a fat cow or something. But then jokingly, you can be like, you little heifer. So it can go both ways. Bass ackwards. It's messed up. It's turned around. Who left the gate open? Who did it? My mama has a shower curtain and it has a huge cow on it. It says something like live like the gate's open or something like that. So funny. But that means who left the gate open. Like if you're sitting in traffic or something and you're trying to get out and it's just cars after cars after cars after cars. You're like, who left the gate open? Because it's just like a herd of cows, herd of cows, herd of cows. Somebody needs to go herd up these cows and get them out the way. Bumfucked Egypt. I don't really know, y'all. I told Joe this, and his parents are from Egypt, like that's where he's from, and he just did not understand it, and it just means like really, really, really far away. And he's like, "Well, why y'all use Egypt?" I'm like, "I don't know. I don't know who picked that." But my brother used to say like, "Yeah, I'm going to bumfucked Egypt," when he's going far or something like that. This one's not really a saying, but it's just funny because my mama says this. She says, "Pull that door to," instead of saying close the door. I don't know. That one just gets me. Pull that door to. Not, hey, will you close the door? Pull it to. Fixins, of course. Toppings. Y'all know that. Sweating like a whore in church. Because you know if a whore's sitting on a pew, she gonna be sweating because she's stressed. Everybody knows she a little hoe. That's such a southern saying. Like, I'm just picking. I'm just picking. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just messing around. I'm just picking. I'm just picking at you. This one. The Lord don't like ugly. Oh. I'm gonna go see a man about a dog. That means mind your fucking business. Cause I ain't telling you where I'm going. That's how I grew up. That's what I think it is. Up shit creek without a paddle. Pretty much self-explanatory, y'all. You up the creek and you don't have a paddle. So you're figgity full as a tick. Gross. Means you full, girl. You ate a lot. You ate too much. I'm gonna end with this one. I have a lot more, but a lot of these sayings are for my brother-in-law, and I'll have to wait for our episode for him to say them in his country accent and for him to explain them. And a lot of them are R-rated. So this was the PG rated version, and we'll wait for his episode so y'all can hear all the other ones. But I want to end on this one. Bless your heart. It's so interesting because everyone thinks that's like a sarcastic saying, and it can be. A lot of people can be like, bless your heart, it's very sarcastically, but like my mama, she says it genuinely. Like when something's going on, she's like, bless your heart, baby. Like she's saying it in a good way. So I think everyone takes bless your heart as, oh, you're being sarcastic. Southern people say that when they're being sarcastic. They don't really mean bless your heart. But that's not true because there's so many people that also do say it genuinely. Like bless your little heart, or they want to give you a hug, or they feel sorry for you. So that one can go both ways. Don't let people tell you that it's only a sarcastic thing and not a nice thing, because it definitely can be nice. That's it for today's Wander. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't be shady. I see all y'all viewing my stuff but not liking it and commenting. I mean, if you didn't like it, I mean, fair. You don't have to like it, but if you liked it, give it a like. Give it a comment. Let me know what you want to hear next. Also had an idea for my next solo podcast. I'm going to be asking anonymously for insane, out-of-pocket, the craziest, wildest travel stories that you've ever heard. And these could be stories that you've never even told to anyone out loud, but I want you to be able to send it to me anonymously, and I will read it out loud for everyone to hear and just talk about it. So that is an idea that I do have for my next solo podcast. I want to hear your most insane travel stories. Not you're like, oh, I got lost. Oh, this, I met a boy, this. I want to hear the craziest stuff you got, okay? Until next time, keep wandering. Go get your Halloween costume. Peace and blessings.